Imagine the cold Stone Age night. Giant wolves are circling your camp. You hear their terrifying, hungry howls. One mistake means death for you. They want to eat your family. But fast forward to the future. Now their babies sleep in our beds. They literally protect our cozy houses. This is the ultimate evolution plot twist. How did we change this monster? Welcome to the channel The Red Tie. Today we look at ancient history. For most of human history, wolves were monsters. They were hyper-aggressive, cold-blooded killing machines. They had teeth designed to crush thick bones. They had stamina to run for entire days. Today, there are 900 million dogs. They wear silly little hats on birthdays. They eat expensive organic food from cans. They get scared of loud trash bags. But this transformation was never planned. No caveman ever said a historic phrase, "Let's breed a fluffy friend for fetch." It was a complete biological accident. To understand it, look at the tundra. 30,000 years ago, life was hell. Humans lived in tiny, vulnerable groups. Winter killed half of your children. A simple toothache meant agonizing death. You were surrounded by giant, aggressive predators, and wolves always watched you from darkness. But humans had one very specific habit. Our ancestors were incredibly messy eaters. They hunted massive, heavy, woolly mammoths. They could not eat the whole beast. They left behind piles of greasy bones. They threw away rotten skin and fat. They created prehistoric mountains of trash. To a wolf, this was a paradise. It was a moving buffet of free calories. Why run for days after a deer? Why risk getting kicked by a bison? You can just follow the messy humans. You can eat their smelly leftovers easily. But approaching a human camp was dangerous. The wolf population divided into three groups. The first group was hyper-aggressive and proud. They tried to attack the human kids. Humans immediately killed them with heavy spears. The second group was incredibly terrified. They ran away into the deep forests. They stayed wild, hungry, and angry. But the third group was different. They had a unique genetic glitch. They had lower levels of stress hormones. They were less fearful and more curious. They crept close to the warm firelight. They wagged their tails to show peace. Humans did not throw spears at them. Humans threw them a rotten mammoth bone instead. This sounds like a fake fairy tale, but science proved this process in reality. In 1959, a Soviet scientist emerged. His name was Dmitry Belyaev. He started a wild experiment in Siberia. He took hundreds of wild silver foxes. He decided to replicate the Stone Age. He did not train the foxes at all. He did not teach them any tricks. He checked their behavior every single generation. He selected only the calmest, kindest foxes. He bred them with each other repeatedly. The results shocked the scientific world completely. Within just a few short decades, the wild foxes turned into real dogs. They started whining happily for human attention. They licked the hands of the scientists. But then, an unbelievable thing happened. Their physical appearance transformed completely. Their wild, straight ears became floppy. Their sharp, long snouts became shorter. Their orange fur developed funny white patches. Their straight tails curled up happily. This is called the domestication syndrome. When adrenaline drops, melanin and bones change, kindness literally changes your physical body. The ancient proto-dogs changed exactly like this. Humans quickly realized another crazy thing. They could shape these animals like clay. Different jobs required different types of bodies. For hunting bears, they kept the biggest monsters. For narrow tunnels, they needed something completely ridiculous. They selected wolves with genetic dwarfism. This is how short, stubby legs appeared. Imagine a prehistoric dachshund in the forest. It looked funny, but it worked perfectly. They also kept dogs with thick skin wrinkles, because badgers could not bite through them easily. We started mixing genes without any science. We created specialized living tools for every task. But we also created massive biological mistakes. We fixed traits that caused modern suffering, but ancient humans only cared about survival. Soon, the ancient humans noticed something. These calm wolves were incredibly useful. They were the world's first technology. They were a living, breathing alarm system. A wolf smells predators from miles away. A wolf hears footsteps before anyone else. If a giant cave bear approached, the proto-dogs barked and woke everyone. They saved tribes from nighttime massacres. They also changed the hunting game forever. They tracked wounded animals in blizzards. They held big prey in one place until the humans arrived with heavy spears. This partnership accelerated across the planet. Dogs became the first domesticated animal ever. They are older than modern farming. They are older than sheep and cows. They existed before the invention of writing.
They were with us before the pyramids, and we grew together so deeply that our biology changed at the same time. When humans began farming wheat and corn, dogs changed their internal digestive organs. They evolved to digest starch easily. Real wild wolves cannot eat bread, but your dog loves pizza crusts completely. But the biggest change was emotional. Dogs literally hacked the human brain. Look into your dog's eyes today. Your brain immediately releases a chemical. It is called the hormone oxytocin. It is the hormone of maternal love. It creates a powerful, unbreakable bond. Wild wolves do not do this, ever. If you stare at a wolf, he thinks you want to fight him. But dogs evolved special facial muscles. They can raise their inner eyebrows. They create the famous puppy dog eyes. Humans cannot resist this emotional attack. Anthropologists think dogs saved our species. Humans with dogs survived the apocalypse. Humans without dogs simply died out. And soon it became real love. In Germany, archaeologists found a grave. It is 14,000 years old. It contains a man and a woman, and a dog is buried beside them. Scientists examined the ancient puppy's bones. The dog was severely sick for months. It could not hunt or protect anyone. But prehistoric humans fed it carefully. They spent precious water and energy. They nursed the sick animal back to health. This is not about cold utility anymore. This is real friendship and attachment. Exactly 15,000 years ago, the world changed. The Great Ice Age suddenly started to end. The massive glaciers began to melt rapidly. The giant mammoths slowly died out forever. The endless open steppe turned into thick, dark forests. Humans faced a massive food crisis. They could not see prey through the dense trees. They were too slow for fast woodland deer. But their dogs saved them from starvation. Dogs used their incredible noses inside the bushes. They chased hidden animals straight toward human traps. Humans provided the deadly sharp arrows. Dogs provided the perfect radar and speed. Without dogs, we would starve in those new forests. This climate apocalypse locked our friendship forever. Today, your dog feels completely soft, but the ancient wolf is still inside. When your dog circles before sleeping, she copies wolves flattening wild steppe grass. When she twitches her tiny paws, she is hunting mammoths in her dreams. Inside every chihuahua is a shadow predator. Cats just tolerate human presence nearby. Horses work because we force them, but dogs joined our historical journey. They followed us into deadly migrations. They crossed freezing, unknown continents together. Tonight, your best friend will sleep nearby. He has no idea about this history, but now you know the truth. Hit the like button right now. Subscribe to the Red Tide channel. Do it for your brave ancestors. See you in the next story.